Hard part. Should have been filming already, but I have horses and dogs and everything. So Mike is comfortable walking up to the barn, and I've made the barn a comfortable spot for him intentionally. And this is the first time he's followed me out of the barn. Come on, Mike. Now, I had to get all the dogs to come out. That was the hardest part. Here's the barn, and he followed us out. Yesterday, he got stuck in the loft. Good boy. So I had to come and rescue him. Come on, guys. Good dogs. Good dogs. Good girl, Freckles. Good boy, kids. All right, guys. Do we want to come this way? I think we want to come this way. It's not too muddy. Whoop. Sorry, guys. Come on. Good boy, Levi. Birds. He says birds are cool. Good boy, Mike. I might lose him in the blackberries. I don't think so. We'll see. Freckles! Come on, Freckles. There we go. Whoop. Good girl. Good girl, Freckles. Good girl. And the first few days we were out here, I put him out in the middle of the field and would walk away from him and then call him, which is kind of sort of what I'm doing now, except I'm not calling him. I'm just letting him follow at his own pace. And he, by the way, is a she. Discovered that after we'd had her for a few weeks, but I still call her he. Good girl. There you go, Mike. Freckles! And she doesn't really like the wet grass or anything, so it's all challenging. It's one of the wettest times we've been out. Good girl. So everything is always, every time we come out right now, there's something new, and I like that. I like keeping her brain active. And now the dogs here are having their usual fun, but they haven't had breakfast yet this morning. So they're going to want to go in fairly quickly. So I can use that. Good boy, Gitters. Good boy. To my advantage. And we can just make the loop kind of short. So one of the really interesting things about this is that you see how her fluffed her tail is and her hackles are up. This is Mike over there. Let me zoom in on her a little bit. You can see that. She's a very slick kitty usually. So she is definitely highly aroused being out here. And we have this kind of belief in a lot of the R+ training that arousal is bad, especially for people who work with reactive dogs. And I would argue that a lot of my dogs, a lot of my client dogs, and indeed Mike is showing this in spades, love a high arousal. Now that depends whether it's scary high arousal or whether it's, enriching high arousal. I call it bungee jumping. They like being mildly scared in some ways. So this is for Mike. There she goes, coming out way in the distance. Here she is. She, now that we've started taking walks together, good boy, Gitters. She is adventuring. She's started door dashing and stuff like that, so we've had to work on that. But this is clearly something she loves, despite the fact that she's clearly highly aroused, very cautious, so there's a little bit of fear going on. But she is enjoying this. This is tickling her little fancy here. Notice how she ran up to Fred. She loves her dogs. When we're out here, she will run to the nearest dog and check in with them or stop just a few feet away. I think she finds them a little bit of a safety. So maybe kind of like hanging out, if you got a friend who's, 6'6" and built like a Mack truck, or a dog who weighs 150 pounds, you might feel a little more comfortable going out at night or when there might be scary people around or things like that. Now, this is hilarious. That car is going to pass. She's probably going to freeze while the car passes. But the reason that they're all bollocksed up right there is because the dogs won't walk over her. And she was standing in the little hole. There you go. Good boy, Gids. Gids goes through. Good boy, Guaps. Good dogs. But he kind of gets a little bit stopped. Good dogs. Let's go. Good dogs. Let's go. Good dogs. Come on, Freckles. Good girl. Good girl. Good boy, Boo. There we go. Good dogs. I'm coming. I'm coming. Hey, Mike. You coming? Good girl, Mike. Her name is Mike for micro dog. Because when we got her, she's a little tiny thing. Little tiny thing. And she definitely, good boy, Guapo. And she was hanging out with the dogs and kind of acting like a dog. Now she's clearly become a cat. All right, guys. Ooh. I'm going to have to turn her over to the man of the house, and he's going to have to come out and hang out with her.